pleasant Friday to you. Welcome to Lone Star Park at Grand Prairie. Alongside Rodney Nelson, I'm Jim Byers. Thanks a lot for joining us here today. Another beautiful, warm September late afternoon, early evening at Lone Star Park. As you can see, the weather is mostly sunny. We're on a fast track, and we've got 9 races. And right now, favorites winning about 31.5%, which is considerably down from the last few fall meets here. Last night was kind of another example. We had a small handful of logical horses win, a couple of logical horses run into trouble or get beaten, and then, as always, it seems like, and that's racing, a couple of winners where you're just palms up afterward thinking, I don't know how that happened.
May not even pick the horse after the race was run.
Exactly.
Right?
Looking at it on form after the race, I'm like, nope, I still couldn't get there. But nonetheless, good performances and some nice payoffs, too. Carryovers in the pick 5, 6, and high 5.
Pick 5 carryover is pretty big. I want to say like $4,800, something like that. I mean, that's worth taking a shot tonight on the pick 5.
Yeah, we'll catch it on the graphics. I didn't write it down before I came down, but it's been a while since the pick 5 was hit. So let's get right on to it. There's a stick out in the first. We start right out at 870 yards. This is a non-winners of 3 allowance. This is a really nice 870 race. Scratch the 9 and the 10, the also eligibles out of this one. And the 4, GJR Rooster, a big standout in here.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to like about this horse. I mean, I know it's super early on, but look at the odds right now. I mean, it's the only one that's taking some money out of these horses. But, I mean, we still got half an hour, 60 minutes to post,
but,
right?
You know, that's an interesting board. 7.99 to 1 shots and 1
to 9.
1 to 9.
Parimutuel at its finest right there.
It is.
But, you know, GJR Rooster, this is the horse to beat here. If you look, I mean, this horse has tried 870 yards 5 different times. And all 5 of those races were the most recent ones. So the last 5 races, horse has been going the distance. Has a good record. I mean, it's hit the board in 4 out of 5. Was a winner last time out. That was in a stakes race at Retama at the distance, won by 2 3/4. A couple other stakes races before that at this 870. The horse was right up there in it. GJR Rooster, top choice here. Pretty easy one here in the first. Number 2, Daybreak and Dash. That's going to be my second choice. This horse was a winner last time out. I like horses that win. That was at this 870-yard distance as well. If you look, Daybreak and Dash has only run this distance twice, but both times was a winner. So you got to like that. And, I mean, you know, this horse has some 550s mixed in. So, I mean, the horse definitely can go long. Give me Daybreak and Dash second. And then I took the horse on the inside, Howdy Bach, as my third choice. I mean, this horse has had a couple close-up ones in the last 2 races, finishing second in both of those allowance races at this distance as well. It's another one, hit the board in 4 out of 5 at 870 yards, including a win as well. 4-2-1 here in the opener.
Yeah, I mean, GJ Rooster, impossible to pick against. The E-speed figure of 109 last time is close to being off the charts. 3 races back, faced the Grand Legend, who was the champion distance horse in the AQHA 2 years ago, and who we'll see tomorrow on the card here. Another one to factor or to consider is VP Rocket Ryan comes in from the outside post here, a lot of speed. And this race being a better 870 race with better horses, there's some considerable early speed in this field. Sometimes you see these 870s with the older claimers, and none of those old guys really want to hustle to the lead anymore. So their lines all kind of look the same. But VP Rocket Ryan, a horse that seems to have taken to 870, like a number of these, might be one to watch from the outside. Second race, scratch the 10, EM Royal Secret, and scratch the 2 also eligibles, the 11 and 12. 440 yards, maiden claimers. These are 3 to 5-year-olds. I think there's a couple of stickouts in here, and one of them scratched. So you're going against the grain, though.
Yeah, I'm taking a shot here.
Licorice is one of the stickouts. But you're going with a horse that I have third in my picks. So Indian Cartel is one that I already figured, merited being in the selection. So you're going to take the plunge.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take a shot on this horse. I mean, the way I look at it, my handicapping has been suspect the last couple of race nights, it seems like. So let's try something different. Let's go out on a limb. 10-1 morning line on the number 1 Indian Cartel. I mean, this horse has had one race, right? Finished 4th in that race, so not so bad at all. That was at 550 yards, dropping 110 off of that today. So my guess is Indian Cartel is going to get out there and be like, hey, This was easy. Where's the other 110 yards?
And he was in it at 440 last
Right?
time. At the 440 mark, he was only a length back.
So, I mean, not so bad at all there. I've mentioned it before. I always like horses making their second career start. Cutting back that 110 yards where the horse had a respectable run last time. Give me Indian Cartel on top. Licorice, that's going to be my second choice. I'll go ahead and let you talk about that horse. And then number 2, LBH Heisey Unchilito. That's going to be my third choice. I mean, last time out, this horse was in a $5,000 maiden claiming race. Got claimed out of that one. Ran fourth, only missed by half a length. So it goes to the new barn today. We'll see if changing things up doesn't improve this horse a little bit, but I think it could happen. 1, 4, and 2 here in race 2.
Yeah, that 2 had an awful lot of trouble last time and still ran a really close fourth at Retama. As far as Licorice goes, a gelding by Moon and the Eagle. This horse has been out to the races 4 times, fractious in the gate once, stumbled at the start another time, probably left his best race in the gate in those middle 2 races. But the career debut was kind of a fiasco, but it was in a very tough futurity trial that featured a horse named Love to Fly. But then last time, kind of came to hand on August 2nd at Retama, was bet down to even money, wound up running second behind Buchanan 747, who saw the other night. I just think the natural development seems to indicate that maybe this is Licorice's night, but I think, a lot of us like Tighten Up Cowboy, at least I did. Had he gotten in off the Alsos, he would have been a prohibitive favorite. Now Licorice will be, I'm not sure at this level, taking a really short price is a really good idea. That's who I ended up on anyway.
Well, I mean, I got the horse picked second, so I think he's got a
he's
shot.
Very logical.
In this field, I want to take one that's got some odds.
Yeah, that's in the thoroughbreds. When we get to the bottom maiden claimers, I'm almost allergic to picking those short prices.
It's like rolling the dice sometimes.
Yeah, because they're the only ones that really show much form, but typically it's not great form, so it's not very reliable. Not saying that this horse isn't reliable or won't win, but on to the third. Race 3, we're scratching both the also eligibles, the 11 and 12. 2-year-old fillies in this one for $20,000 claiming tags, and they're going $330.
All right, I like to see that we had the same choice here on this one with Chill Chill. This is one of those dual-registered horses. Yep. I mean, this horse has run against quarter horses a couple times, run against the paints as well. 2 starts back was in a futurity trial. That was for the Colors of the Alamo, I believe. Ended up running third in that trial race. Just missed by half a length. But, take a look at the 2 horses that beat him.
Yeah.
VP Dash for Texas. That horse ran second in the futurity. Jackson Davis 747. That was the winner of that futurity. So this horse was just, half a length behind him?
Yeah.
I like it. And then if you look back, 3 starts. This horse ran against quarter horses in that maiden race at Retama Park. Finished second in that one, missing by half a length.
Yeah.
So it was right up there. Ran well with the quarters, runs well with the paints. Chill. I mean, this horse has hit the board in 4 out of 5 career starts. Only one that didn't was that futurity last time, but that was a tough race. So I'll take Chill on top. Number 6, Rena Jeanette. That's going to be my second choice. 2 starts for this filly. Both of them coming at Ruidoso. One of them was for the Mountaintop Futurity, the other one for the Zia Futurity. I mean, was well beaten in both of those. But, we see a lot of times those horses that come from New Mexico running in the trials out there, come here to Lone Star and run fairly well. This horse is trained by Michael Joyner. He can win some races. There's no doubt about it. Give me the 6th second. And then number 5, DM Sophie Cartel. That's going to be my third choice here. First-time starter. We'll see if this one can't get out there and run big. Had a pretty nice workout back on September 11th. So 20-1 morning line on this one. We'll see what happens.
And the works are pretty decent for her, too. I mean, the whole string of them going back to June. I went with Chill, too. All the reasons you stated. Trailed in that Colors of the Alamo Futurity, but has run really well in the other races. And my second pick is going to be the 4, WFB and a Beast. This horse drifted off, faltered last time in a really tough TQHA Sale Futurity trial. Ran 7th, but was still only beaten a length and a quarter for it all. I think maybe back in maiden company, she could perform well. And then as far as Rena Jeanette, is a half to a horse that won the Texas Classic Futurity, Torts on Fire.
Ooh, I remember Torts on Fire.
Remember Torts on Fire?
Yeah, it was a foggy night when he won, too.
I think it was like 2014, maybe, something
it was
that.
a little while ago, and I'm going to tell you a story about Torts on Fire. Now, the photographer, Dustin Arone, he's got a picture of Torts on Fire hanging up in the office. But I was standing there with our old general manager watching the horses come through the tunnel for the Futurity. And I said, Scott, I can't really tell much looking at these horses, but that horse right there looks like the winner. Sure enough, he won. So I picked that one out by sight. Doesn't happen very much at all, but Torts on Fire is a nice winner, too.
That's an eye there. Yeah, it was. That was by far his biggest win. I mean, a Texas Classic Futurity is going to be a career highlight, but for him it was. Queen Yanet, the dam, produced both him and Mirena Jeanette. I went back and looked at Mirena Jeanette's May 30th start. Boy, the trouble was very minor, I thought, in that race. And then the thing that worries me about her, and I'm normally a big Michael Joyner homer, is this filly just has shown absolutely no inclination to be fast early. I mean, her speed out of there is just non-existent. She has had a little bit of gait trouble both times, but, boy, to go 3:30 and shorten up, I know she's dropping out of Futurity trials, but that's why I took her third. On to the fourth. $5,000 claiming non-winners of two. They'll go 300 here. We have three scratches. The 9, JD Prom Queen, the 10, AS Cartel Cat, and the 11, Saloons Cartel Girl. The 12, as you can see, gets in off the alsos.
Yeah, so give me that number 12. Coming from the far outside, Sexy B-Doll here. I mean, this horse crossed the finish line second last time out in the non-winners of two at $7,500 tag. Ended up being disqualified and placed ninth in that one, but, still crossed the finish line second, just a neck behind the winner. This horse was a winner the time before that at $7,500 in that maiden claiming race. That's the two races that she's had so far this year. I think both of those were pretty decent, and she should be able to compete here at this level. I got the 5 second. I see that's your top choice, so you can go into that one.
Right.
And then we both got number 4 for third, El Guero Runaway. Thing is about this horse, this horse can run 250 yards pretty well. You look at the 3 times she's gone 250, you see a couple seconds in a win. But once he gets out past 350, is a big drop-off.
250 is it. I mean, yeah, she doesn't go a step, or he doesn't go a step past that.
I mean, he's going to have to go another 50 tonight, so we'll see what happens. Finger crossed that El Guero Runaway can do it. But, man, I'll tell you, if this race was at 250, he might be my top choice.
He'd be right there, yeah. I took RM Lethal Cartel, 5-1 on the line, was off from October to August, came back a little over a month ago at Retama in a race similar to this, 7,500 non-2, was 9-1, didn't really make a splash at all in that, but he has shown before that he can run somewhat fresh. He didn't last time, but maybe with that one race under his belt, he'll be able to come back and be a little better today. Paul Leal, the trainer, does a very good job. This was a race where I wasn't necessarily that enamored with everybody else in the field, so I was looking for a little bit of a price, so I took him on top over the 12 and 4. On to race 5. Nobody in this field has been the classic 440-yard distance that they will contest tonight. Scratch the 3, EP1 Dash. These are $7,500 maiden claimers, but they're 2-year-olds.
Yeah, I went with number 4, Draken B. Kind of a lukewarm pick here for me. The horse was in a couple Futurity trials, was well beaten in both of those. Had a maiden claiming race for his second career start. Finished second in that one. That was for the $25,000 tag, so pretty decent race there. Only was beaten by a length. Went against maidens, 2 starts back. Kind of the same result as 3 of those races. But that claiming race for $25,000, now this horse is in for $7,500. Maybe that'll translate into a good run for Drake and B. Number 8, ASC Jetta Zoom. That's my second choice here. 3 starts for this gelding. A couple of them were in maiden races. 1 Futurity trial is in here for the tag tonight. We'll see if the field comes up a little bit easier. And then number 2, Real Deal La Jolla. That's going to be my third choice here. Back at Sam Houston, this horse went 250 in his debut, ran second in that one, missing by 3/4 of a length. The 3 races after that, if you look at the program, I mean, this horse had trouble in all 3 of those races. Got in a traffic jam, it says, bumped at the start, bumped hard. So hopefully this horse can get out clean. We'll see Real Deal La Jolla make a good run in this 5th race.
Yeah, there's so many ways a horse can get in trouble. It cannot be at all their fault, and yet they can consistently get bumped. Sometimes, a horse may contribute a little bit to that because they either break a little slow or they don't break straight. I didn't examine each of his races, but I did note on my PPs that, man, he gets a lot of the little sideways triangles for trouble. I'm going with the 6, J.M. Rose. This filly, last time out, ran a really nice race. It was here on the second night of the meet a couple of weeks ago. Big driving, cavalry charge finish, ran 5th, beaten a neck. But there was a lot of trouble in that race. She was one of the, about half the field had significant trouble and the other half didn't. And I think that's always worth noting that, that was a really solid performance, but, half the field had significant trouble and was basically kind of knocked out of contention at the start. So it was a good race. It was enough for me to pick her because it was an improved performance. The speed figures in the past races for this group is not necessarily stellar. So I went ahead and took her in what's a wide open race. As far as ASC Jetta Zoom, both of our second picks, I just think it's time that they dropped him, and they did. I mean, he's been overmatched and hasn't really shown very well, but the numbers that he's run, the raw speed figure numbers, should compete with this group. He's just been in too good. On to the 6th. Lone Star's 6th race features a scratch of the 4, Shaken Jet Black. $5.50 here, so we'll stretch them out a little. 3-year-olds and up, non-2s, and they'll be in for $7,500.
All right, so I'm scratching into the 7 here. I did have the 4 on top, but Special Corona Red, I think this horse can get the job done. Last time out, this horse ran at the $7,500 level, missed by a neck in that one. That came at $400. This horse has never been $550 before, but, if you look at those past 3 races, I mean, this horse has been right up there in it, progressively getting longer from 3 to 350 to 400, still performing well. We'll see if this horse can't run that super long straightaway tonight. Number 1, TNA Money Wagon. That's going to be my second choice here. This horse has put together 3 races at 440, back-to-back-to-back. Was a winner, 2 starts back. That was the maiden-breaking win. Went in a claiming race for $10,000 last time out. Wasn't embarrassed. Ran 4th in that one, length and a half behind the winner. I think this horse could get up for 2nd. And then I got the 2 Apolitical Rogue as my 3rd choice. What I like is this horse does have a couple 550 races and has finished on the board twice out of 5 tries at 550. This horse has had 3 races so far this calendar year. Haven't been bad. Was a winner back in February at Louisiana Downs. Went to Retama Park. Ran a good 2nd there, 4th last time out. This horse could get up and hit the board.
Yeah, and she's taking blinkers off today, and that's always worth looking at because sometimes that can result in a change in form. I'm on the number 1 in here, Tiana Money Wagon. Brittany Tejas, the trainer, bred this horse, but then recently a trainer named Elida Bustamante has been training him. Elida's about a 10% win percentage trainer this year. Brittany Tejas has had a tremendous year. Gets this horse now, and we'll send him out for the first time in her care, at least in a while. And this one is, he's done well at 440. He'll take the step now for the first time to 550, but seems to have enough early speed and has done well enough at 440, including a maiden win, that I'm going to give him the nod. And he may be kind of a short price, but I'm going to give him the nod here. On to the 7th. This race is for 2-year-olds, non-winners of a race other than or non-winners of 2 life. And the way it drew, everybody is a non-winner of 2. So you don't have to worry about that A other than condition here. Field of 9, no scratches.
All right, we're exactly the same on this one.
Wow.
First time tonight, right?
Yeah.
Let's go with Jess Cartel Blue, number 8. This looks like a very solid horse here in this spot. This horse qualified for the the Ruidoso Futurity. Ended up going in that one, ran sixth, beaten by 4 lengths. But if you look at the other races, I mean, the trial right after that for the Rainbow, a third by a neck. The trial race for the Ruidoso Futurity was a winner in that one. It was a winner in a runner-up in the very first race. Jess Cartel Blue ran into a next out winner, and a next out winner finished third. So a very solid race there. I think this horse can come in here and take the prize tonight. Number 9, TGA Cowboy. That's my second pick. Comes in here fresh off a win. I like that. Francisco Calderon is the named rider. Seems like I haven't.
He's not going to be here today.
You know, that helps me out because every time I haven't picked him first, he's won. So.
He is at New Mexico, at Albuquerque today, riding in those New Mexico, I think they call it the Fall State Fair Futurity Trials. They had a whole bunch of trials at Albuquerque today, and that's where he is. So there'll be a rider change, and danged if I can't remember who it is.
We'll find out in a little while. You'll announce them all in 20 minutes
it'll be on the
so.
screen, too.
Yeah. But TGA Cowboy, I mean, was a winner last time out. Third before that. This horse is running the big trials out west. Was at Remington Park earlier this year. Didn't do too bad there. Ran fourth, missing by a neck in a maiden race there. TGA Cowboy, my second choice. And then the 6, Gaines. This horse was in the TQHA Sales Juvenile last time out. Just missed by half a length in that one. Futurity trial before that. I mean, look at the winner of that one. A Maverick. I think we saw A Maverick win his trial race big the other night. So it's been running up against some pretty good ones. I mean, this is the winner of the Sam Houston Juvenile as well. So a lot to like about Gaines here. I wish I would have picked the horse a little bit higher than third, but that's what it is here in this race. 9, 8, and 6.
Or 8, 9, and 6.
8, 9, and 6.
That's all right. No
Close
problem.
enough.
I'm
boxed it.
I'm taking the 8 as well. I looked at the last time out at Albuquerque, had the inside post, ducked in, tried to hit that temporary rail that's there, lost the rider. That was unfortunate. Race before that, I'm not sure he ducked in so much as he just broke out. And, Ruidoso's track isn't as wide as ours. And you break out and you bear out at Ruidoso, you're going to be on the outside fence, and that's pretty much what Jess Cartel Blue did in that Rainbow trial. Still ran really well, but was 2 to 5 that day. If he doesn't have the start issues, he probably wins that. He's been very good. Even the big Futurity there, he didn't fire, but he still ran okay for $1 million race. TGA Cowboy, a half-brother to Jesse's First Down, the 2-time AQHA world champion. He could win this in his own right, but I'm going to hope for the suck-along play, where you get 2 competitive ones alongside each other, and they take each other home. And then Gaines, another one that, there's a lot to like about his record. On to the 8th. We have a new scratch out of this one that we are just being informed of. Race 8. Scratch number 6, I'm a Sweet Diva. She was going to be stretching out to this 550-yard distance. It was both of our 4th picks. Optional claimer here. You can be a non-winner of 3, non-winners of a race other than, or you can start for $15,000, which only a couple of them are.
Yeah, I went with number 4, Light 'em Up Rooster. 10 to 1 on the morning line for Light 'em Up Rooster. Horse trained by Angel Sanchez. We've seen him win some races out here this year, some pretty decent ones. I mean, if you look at his record when this was printed, 7 starts, has 4 wins and a second, so not so bad at all there for Angel Sanchez. I like Luis Vivanco, too, riding this horse. If you look, the last 2 times Luis has been aboard Light 'em Up Rooster. Man, this horse had a win and a solid 3rd-place finish last time out. That one last time out went at this 550-yard distance as well. So I like that the horse has run this distance, had a really good finish in that one, just missing by half a length, getting the same jockey up. I think there's a lot to like about Light 'em Up Rooster here. And if this horse is 10 to 1, I'd be pretty happy about that, making a wager. Second choice is going to be number 5, that's Run Like the Devil. This horse was in some starter optional claimings. A lot of 870 races for this horse if you look at that program. Now it's dialing it back to 550. I think this horse should be ready to go at that shorter distance. And then I got the number 7 horse, DM Preacher Man, as my 3rd pick here. This horse comes out of the TQHA 550. Ran third in that one, so not so bad at all there. This horse was in the Sam Houston 550 as well, finishing second, missing by half a length. DM Preacher Man the 7. I got this horse picked third, 4, 5, and 7 here in race 8.
Yeah, I spent a little bit of time thinking about DM Preacher Man and his record, and he's earned over 100,000 in terms of who he's run against and his numbers. He could definitely win this race. He has a class edge, a fig edge. He hasn't won, though, since May 19th of 2023. And what is a odd statistical coincidence, he has 2 career wins in 28 starts. One was May 19th of 23. The other was May 19th of 22. So he has won 2 races 1 year apart on May 19th. And, he's been running in stakes, and he likes the distance. I just don't know if he can win anymore. I mean, he can, but that's why I'm trying to beat him with Run Like the Devil, who clearly, has kind of had enough of 870, because he's another one. He gets to about, 800 yards and says that's it, or even 750. But being a 550 straightaway, he's got enough speed. I'm going to give him a shot here on top. And the 9th and final. Jackpot Super High 5 in here. The carryover is, I don't remember, it's triple digits. I don't want to guess. But we've got carryovers in that and in the pick 5 and pick 6. Boy, this is a tough one. Scratch the 2 also eligibles out of the 9th, maiden 3 to 5-year-olds. 220 the distance, and this is a tough one. We both ended up on Boondock Blues. So did Rick Lee, but I still think it's still a race, it's a head shaker.
Yeah, but it is crazy that we all ended up on the same one, though. Boondock Blues, I mean, this horse has had 2 races so far this year. The most recent one was a second-place finish in a maiden race at Ruidoso, going 350 yards, so I'm going to dial it back a little bit. I mean, this horse showed some speed in that one, has showed some speed early on in this horse's career, too. Boondock Blues, I'll take this horse for my final winner of the night. Number 1, Separate Ribbon, that's going to be my second choice. This horse has had a couple races so far this calendar year. One of them was a maiden race at Sunland. We finished third in that one, missing about 3/4 of a length. The most recent race down at the Gillespie Fayette County Fairground was a Derby trial, finishing 4th in that race. And then I got number 9, First Patriotic Rose, as my third choice. This is a horse I'm looking for an improvement from start 1 to start 2. That first race back in June wasn't bad. I mean, it was a 5th-place finish, but was beaten by less than a length. We'll see if this horse can't improve from that first start. I mean, gets the Lasix tonight for the first time. We'll see if this horse is ready to go. But 6, 1, and 9 here in the closing race of the night.
Our teammates down in the control room have informed me that it's $862.04 in the carryover in the Super High 5, and there it is on the screen right now. Boondock Blues, the thing that concerns me about him, number 1, I'm a sucker for good breeding. He's my favorite cartel from a mare, Mooney Blues, who made $534,000 and won 7 races in her career. So, but, I mean, this guy is still trying to break his maiden and start 9, but it's a 220 race, and he breaks slow every time, or he bobbles. He has start trouble pretty much every race, which at 220, you really can't afford it. But I'm taking him anyway, just because I think he's the best overall. But that worries me a little bit. First Class Lass, another one to consider. Giant odds almost every time. Derby trials, straight maidens, is in a much more accommodating field today. So I'm curious to see if the 4 runs a little better. Separate Ribbon and First Patriotic Rose, I mean, they both given pretty good accounts of themselves, so it wouldn't be a shock for either of them. All right, that's it from here for right now. Good luck down to your selections tonight. You will hear Rodney with his views from the paddock as we go along. We'll give you the full changes here in a little bit after the anthem. We're 33 minutes to post. Don't forget, we're glad you've joined us tonight. We do have a dozen races coming up tomorrow at 6:05. Some really interesting races on the card tomorrow as well. And then a week from tomorrow on Saturday is the Dollar Day.
Dollar Day. Dollar hot dogs, dollar Miller Lights. admission popcorn programs. It's a great way to spend $5 on all those things, right?
That's on the 27th. So, anyway, thanks for being with us tonight. Enjoy your Friday and good luck.
In the event of an emergency, Lone Star Park is dedicated to ensuring the safety of our patrons. This video illustrates the proper evacuation protocol from all public locations in the Lone Star Park Grandstand facility. Depending on the nature of the emergency, directions may be altered. Please remain calm and follow the direction of Lone Star Park employees and security personnel. Patrons should never use elevators during an evacuation. Suite levels 5 and 6 have 3 stairwells that patrons should use to exit the building. 2 stairwells on either far end of the building and 1 next to the elevators. Look for the nearest exit sign, follow stairwell signage, and exit the building at track level. Silks Dining has 5 stairwells that patrons should use to exit the building. 2 stairwells on either far end of the building that are accessible through either the Jockey Club or Paddock Lounge, and 3 centrally located stairwells near the elevators, escalators, and buffet. Look for the nearest exit sign, follow stairwell signage, and exit the building at track level. Level 2 has 5 stairwells that patrons should use to exit the building. 2 on either far end of the building that are accessible through the Alishiba room and in front of the far west side bathrooms, and 3 centrally located stairwells near the elevators, mustards, and feed sack. Look for the nearest exit sign, follow stairwell signage, and exit the building at track level. The track level has 2 main exits on either side of the grandstand that patrons should use to exit the building. Near the west and east escalators. Follow signage and exit the building. Remember to always exit towards the paddock and never towards the track. If severe weather occurs and shelter in place is issued, all patrons will take shelter on the basement level. The grandstand has 2 stairwells on either far end of the building that extend to all floors. Calmly head towards whichever end of the building is closest to you. Look for an exit sign and walk down the stairs following all signage and security staff instructions to shelter in the basement level.